Financial independence. It sounds like a nice theory, but the truth is it's possible for anyone to achieve. Financial freedom is about taking ownership of your finances. You have a dependable cash flow that allows you to live the life you really want to live. How do you achieve financial freedom? What is the right age to start investing? So, to talk about all this, I have with me Mr. Afzal Lokhandwala, chartered accountant by qualification, trader by profession. He's one of the most followed stock market traders on various social media platforms. Welcome, Afzal.
Hello, ma'am. Welcome. Thank you.
Afzal, what does financial independence mean to you? What do you think holds today's youth back from achieving financial freedom?
The term financial independence has much been exploited by everybody recently. To me, it is not just about financial freedom. It is about flexibility of lifestyle as a whole. If I talk about me personally, when I started my journey in this field of stock market trading, the main intention behind it was that I can conduct this activity from whatever place that I want, at whatever time that I want. And there should be no restriction. When should I work? When should I not work? Right? And it is a field which is not affected by any things whatsoever. Stock market remains as it is. Even the lockdown came, pandemic came, but stock markets were the only system in the country which was functioning. Right? So there is no limitation as such for this field. That is the reason why I chose to be a stock market trader. So financial independence does not mean just that you earn some good money overnight and things are well. For me, it is about the flexibility of the lifestyle as a whole. And that is what it is important to me. And that is what I consider to be a complete financial freedom of sort.
Today's youth, Afzal, want to make quick bucks. They want to enter into, they want to start investing fast, get returns fast, and then, sit back and enjoy. Is the journey so easy?
Not at all. See, I have said this again various times on my social media as well as on my YouTube channel. I have just bluntly showcased my journey as a stock market trader when I started off in 2015-16 when I opened my first Demat account. For 3 years I had a depressive journey, I must say, a frustrating journey. I was just behind these intraday tips and they call from Indore and MP and Delhi and they say that I'll give you tips and you'll become rich overnight. And we get excited. Young blood gets excited looking at that. And the same happened with me. I lost lots and lots of money. I lost to these guys by paying them as fees and by even investing in stock market without any sort of any plan, right? And ultimately, when you do such a thing, right? And what is the tragic part of our country of people as a whole is that when they put money in some business, they are very very picky. बहुत ही चुन के सब चीज देखते हैं कि ये इसमें मेरे को business करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. But when they are investing in stock markets, they just blindly follow somebody's tips. Somebody says कि भाई अजंता फार्मा अच्छा लग रहा है तो ले लो अजंता फार्मा, बात खत्म, right? And ultimately people start doing intraday trading. That is the worst thing possible. Intraday trading should be minimized. Very few % of successful traders have the appetite of intraday trading. And when I say few % of successful traders, first of all, the percentage of successful trader is just 1%, right? Even in my training journey, by profession, I am a trader as well as a trainer. Recently, I've started training since a year. I've come to know that just hardly 1% people make money really in stock markets by trading. And out of those 1%, again, a tiny fraction of people have the appetite of intraday trading. So it is that tough to make money day trading. But yet people fall into this trap of this gambling addictive trap, I must say. Once you start trading and you get slowly addicted and the cycle goes on and on, right? So that is not the thing to do. The thing to do is first study the concept, study your plan. How do you approach the stock market as a whole? You need a 360-degree framework of operation, and that is only the way you can succeed in stock markets. Nobody can make money for you here.
Most of the youngsters today feel that saving a lot means sacrificing today for unknown tomorrow. What do you have to say about it? People are very reluctant to save now. They say, "Abhi zindagi hai, abhi enjoy karo, aage ka dekhi jaye."
Yeah, see, we have been hearing this from years, that even in my journey, I've been hearing this, that we are moving towards the Western culture, right? We have heard that हमें ऐसा बोलते हैं कि अमेरिका में लोग 4 दिन कमाते हैं और 2 दिन पैसा उड़ा देते हैं, right? That is the approach that they follow. And now slowly that mindset is coming in our land as well, right? So the thing is, there needs to be a balance. It is not that कि अभी हमारे यहाँ क्या था कि अगर हम हमारे फादर की बात करें, हमारे ग्रैंडफादर की बात करें, तो they were more attracted towards just the savings part, right? They would not be spendthrift kind of people, right? They would be more interested in पैसा save करो to meet some unforeseen events maybe in future. But now with the Western influence coming in our country, our generation is, I think, striking a blend between this. They are enjoying the life as well as they are saving money. But the thing is, we need to do it with a plan. You need to have some sort of financial literacy among the youth to inculcate this process of taking this blend much ahead. That is what I feel. There is no such good and there is no such right thing or wrong thing to do, but there has to be a blend between how much you spend and how much you save. One must develop some passive habits of saving, like if you are not well versed about the financial world, you can probably start SIPs to mutual funds, you can start SIPs to PPF, you can start SIPs to NPS. All those schemes are very good, very safe, and if you have a proper allocation of all those things over a period of 20-30 years, financial independence will be very easy. I mean, you would have a good corpus at the end of 20-30 years, and it would be very good journey.
Afzal, as you spoke about investing in mutual funds, investing in PPFs, or keeping some amount in your fixed deposits, what is an ideal saving plan that one must follow?
See, again, it depends upon there are various factors to consider here. See, it depends upon what is your current age. Are you the earning member of your family, or there are many earning members of your family? How many people are dependent upon you? What is your current source of income? Are you employed somewhere? Are you into business, or are you into some other activities, right? And what is your retirement goal, right? All those factors. It is a very complex answer to give. It cannot just be given by 2 or 3 lines that this is 60% you invest here, 30% you invest here, and 10% you invest here. That is being done by many people I am aware of, but that is not the correct thing to do. That there cannot be a same financial plan for all the person, because the risk appetite of everybody is very different. So one must consult a good financial advisor who has a good sense of all these things, and only he can guide about these things better. But as a general rule, there is something called passive investing, right? So even I am a stock market trader. I am actively invested in the market. I'm actively trading in the market, but yet I do passive investing. That is blindly. Let's say monthly, I invest 1 lakh rupees in multiple mutual funds. I invest 50,000 rupees in PPF. That is called passive investing, because such kind of investing, what I mean to say is, it will not affect your psychology. You do not know that investment is happening behind your back. बैंक अकाउंट में से सीधा पैसा मंथ बेसिस पे चला जाता है. सो एवरीबडी शुड बी अवेयर कि भाई मैं यहाँ पे महीने में 1 लाख रुपए कमा रहा हूँ. इफ आई एम अर्निंग 1 लाख रुपीज, तो आई कैन इन्वेस्ट 3,000 4,000 ब्लाइंडली. तो आप 3,000 4,000 ब्लाइंड इन्वेस्टमेंट एलोकेट कर दो, लाइक म्यूचुअल फंड, SIP और PPF और समथिंग लाइक दैट, जिससे आपको पता ही ना चले कि इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रहा है. दैट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप यू मस्ट टेक.
If somebody is in his or her late 20s and early 30s, which saving instruments should one start at that point in time? I know you just spoke about that it all depends upon the individual profile, risk appetite, and the placement of a person in terms of what kind of responsibility he or she holds. But ideally, if we speak, if I'm in my late 20s or early 30s, which are the instruments I should start investing in?
The first and foremost, the priority you should give to ELSS, equity linked saving schemes. That is what I feel, that is my view. because the great thing about it is the tax benefit. ATC, you get deduction till 1.5 lakhs. So directly you are making a saving of, if you are into a 30% slab rate, let's say you are in a 30% slab rate in the income tax, right? So by investing 1.5 lakhs, immediately you are saving around 45,000 rupees, right? 30% of 1.5 lakhs, that is 45,000 immediate savings that happens with that. Apart from that, over a longer period, the lock-in period for ELSS instrument is 3 years, as far as I know. And when you invest something in the equity market, it is always for the long term. When you are talking about investment, it is always for the long term. And for a lock-in period of 3 years, I think this provides a good hold over your investments. The second priority you should give to PPF. If you are not investing in PPF, you must invest. Government is giving a 1.5 lakh threshold for everybody, right? So everybody must invest 1.5 lakh in the PPF because it offers the highest interest rate. Apart from that, the taxes are none for the PPF. The interest is absolutely exempt, so it offers the highest interest. People are investing in FDs, right? But the first thing they should do is they should invest in PPF. फिर पैसा बचता है तो FD में invest करो. No doubt, the lock-in period of PPF is for the 50% amount, it is 5 years and then 15 years. But once the 15-year period is over, then it can be extended by 5 years, and that is the best thing to do. It should be preferred over fixed deposits. So you should have both these things as a must in your saving scheme.
Let's come to equity markets, because you have been actively trading in the markets. What are the key things one should keep in mind before investing into equities? Because things are not as easy as they seem to be, because when we analyze the markets and see this stock has gained around 1,000% in 1 year, 500% in 1 year, you get lured and attracted to investing in stocks and without doing a proper research, as we initially spoke. So what is the key thing that one should keep in mind before investing in equity markets?
See, once again, when we talk about analyzing the market, now I would be going a little bit deeper. Maybe it would take slightly more amount of time. If you're talking about analyzing the markets, there are two branches of analyzing things in the markets, right? There is a fundamental analysis and then there is this technical part. I am a pure technical person. I do not, being a chartered accountant, one must think that he will be analyzing balance sheets and P&L statements and cash flows. But I have been through that and things were not successful for me as far as the fundamental analysis was concerned. And then I shifted completely to technical analysis. All the decisions that I take over whether it is for trading or for investing, both these things, I do it solely based on the charts. I do not look at anything else. And for a beginner, for a layman, right, for a normal people, for any guy who is not much aware about, this financial aspect, I think technical analysis is a thing that he can take his command over. It is a very intriguing subject as well as it is very effective. So one must look at, if you just plot the weekly chart of any company, just look at it from left to right. If you see that the price is moving up, right, you can straight away invest. It is very naive to say such a thing, but it works. The trend-based investing is a fact, and people like to buy at the lowest price. But when you do a research, when you buy companies at the 52-week highs and when you buy the companies at 52-week lows, you will see that if you're buying at 52-week highs, that portfolio will be compounding far more times higher than when you are buying at 52-week lows, right? So those are it is a little bit tricky subject to explore in this short interview, but I would say that one should look at the charts and then start their investing journey. They should learn at least. It will be very interesting.
If technical analysis is the only instrument that he would take into consideration while investing in markets, what are the formal trainings that he needs to get into?
Okay, the first and the foremost thing is that you need to understand that whether you are relying upon technical analysis or whether you are relying upon fundamental analysis to take your decisions, in any case, you must understand that it is not just about analysis. Even only if you master the analytical part and you start putting money in the markets, you are not going to get successful. Apart from analysis, there are two other major components which are very, very crucial for a person to be successful in stock market. The other two components are risk management, and the third component, which is extremely important, is the psychology. Not much has been talked about as far as the psychological part is concerned, but having been through this roller coaster of a journey myself, I can say that psychology plays the most important role as far as the success of a trader is concerned, because when you are in this field, when you are placing your money in stock markets, when you put your money into a particular trade, your mind is constantly active because your money is on the line. Like it's like if you have gone and played in a casino, right? You will see that 1 hour which you spend in the casino, that will be very exhausting for your brain. And when you are into trading, that exhaustion remains for you throughout the day. Even after the market is over, you are worried about what the global markets are doing. So it is a very tough part. So mastering over the analysis, over risk management, over psychology, all the three components are very important for any person to succeed in stock markets. Even if you miss out one part of it, even if you miss out risk management, then also you cannot be successful. Even if you miss out psychology, you cannot be successful. There has to be a complete blend of all these three components. Only then one can achieve success in stock markets.
Right. Let's talk about equity market once again. Trading versus investing. People don't understand the basic difference between the two.
So generally it is said that if you are buying something for a very long period, maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or you do not know when you are selling, there is no plan of action as such that when you will sell this. You're just buying it ki bhai ye company achhi hai, let's say Bajaj Finance. I'm buying it Bajaj Finance and I'm saying that isko main rakh ke bhul jaunga. He said that isko rakh ke bhul jaunga. So I consider that as investing. कि भाई you do not know your exit plan कि आप कब निकलने वाले हो. That is investing. And when it comes to trading, things are very clear for me that once I'm buying something, once I'm putting my money into something, or maybe when I'm shorting something, I know what is my exit plan exactly at that point of time. Before my entry, I know my exit. So that is what I call it trading. Now, trading can be across multiple time frames. Let's say somebody is day trading, right? No doubt that is the most foolish thing. Sorry to say that, but that is the most foolish thing to do when a beginner jumps directly into day trading. No doubt. So the time frame is day trading. So he's doing in and out within a day. Now, if your time frame is, let's say, swing trading, right? If you are swing trading, then your time frame is from maybe a couple of days to a couple of weeks. And maybe if you are trading the weekly charts, then your time horizon would be a couple of months, right? So you can be a short-term trader, a mid-term trader, or a long-term trader, or an intraday trader. And at the same time, if you are not a trader and if you are putting your money somewhere and you are forgetting it, at that point of time, I said that you are investing. So that is how I bifurcate things. But there is a very thin line of difference between trading and investing, because you can also be a long-term trader and you can also be an investor. So there is no, as such, very clear difference, but that is how one needs to define things.
Did you start as an investor or a trader, Afzal?
I started off as an investor, then I became trader, then again I became investor. Now I'm very clear about what I'm doing. See, what happens is once somebody starts putting money into markets, first of all, he's not aware that भाई invest कर रहा है या trade कर रहा है. पैसा किसी ने बोला लगा दिया. फिर थोड़े बहुत ट्रेड्स अच्छे चलने लगते हैं तो फिर ट्रेडर बन जाते हैं कि इन एंड आउट करने लगते हैं. फिर एक ट्रेड में गलत आपका चला गया, once a trade fails, then that trade becomes an investment. कि भाई अब तो इसका प्राइस जब मेरे कॉस्ट पे आएगा तब मैं निकलूंगा, अभी इसको मैं भूल जाता हूँ अभी. Then you become an investor. So this journey, this psychological journey keeps on happening with all beginners, all players in the stock market. This has happened. But slowly you learn from your mistakes, and even if you do not learn from your mistakes, then you are smashed out of the market soon. But if you learn from your mistakes, if you have a mentor or if you have somebody who has been through this journey, and if he guides you कि भाई ये चीज आपको नहीं करना है, then you are a very lucky guy. I feel that if you have someone like that, then you are a very lucky guy. It will save you lots and lots of frustration and financial, lots and lots of money as well.
What is the ideal age of retirement for someone who is in his early 30s?
For someone who is in early
30s.
30. See, as of now I'm 25. I plan to retire at 40. But the planning that I'm doing as of now is such that at the age of 40, मुझे पता है कि 40 के बाद जब तक मैं जीऊंगा हर महीने मुझे इतना without any efforts मेरे पास आ जाना चाहिए. That is my goal. So everybody has their own goal, right? But the thing is, once you make up your mind कि भाई 50 पे मुझे रिटायर हो जाना है, right? So you must start taking steps immediately. और उसके लिए आपको ये ऐसा होता है कि आदमी सोचता है, फिर 2-3 दिन तक सोच रहती है, फिर जैसा था वैसा हो जाता है, बट ऐसा नहीं चलता. वंस यू मेक अप योर माइंड, यू हैव टू एक्टिवली स्टार्ट परसुइंग दैट. And it is not that tough. It is just about having common sense. It is just about having a proper guidance, and you start taking steps.
3 mantras that you want to share with people who are of your age bracket.
People who are of my age, my advice would be, now again, that is my advice, right? My advice would be कि focus on one skill. एक skill ऐसी पकड़ो लाइफ में कि जो skill में आपको मजा भी आए, and that skill should be profitable for you. Those are the two most important thing कि आपको skill ऐसी पकड़नी है जिसमें आपको मजा भी आए, and that skill should give you money as well. That is my only thing to do. And apart from that, what is your lifestyle, how much you love to spend, whether you like to spend a good amount of money or whether you like to live simply in a simple way, that is all your choice, right? That is how you decide for yourself. But the thing is, you must learn that skill and master that skill over and over again. इतना perfect कर दो कि that skill should be giving you that skill should be giving you lots and lots of pleasure in terms of mind and money.
Lots of learnings from you, Afzal. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.